Perfect, Mo. One last thing. We started with the word lucky, and you told me you had an interesting definition of that, and I would like to listen to that before we...
How much time do we have? So I'll do that in a few minutes. So I work on multiple books at the same time. One of the books I'm working on is a book that I call Understanding Fate. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you know, I wanted to understand the impact of luck on fate. Okay. And so I did an experiment, and in that experiment, I went out looking for US dollar cents, the copper-looking ones, bronze-looking ones. And within 3 weeks, understand, before that, I never found a US dollar cent. Okay? Within 3 weeks from starting that experiment, I found 137 of them. Okay? I found 137 of them in the weirdest places, in the streets of New York, as you can expect, but also in India, in Dubai airport, in Heathrow airport, everywhere. Mm-hmm. Okay? You know, and I found them, when you count it, I found several of them a day at sometimes. And so I expanded the experience, and I said, how stupid, why didn't I look for something more valuable? Let me look for jewelry. Okay? And I remember vividly, around a week into that experiment, I found more accessories. Maybe none of them were actually gold, mm-hmm. Other than that one thing, which looked like a diamond ring. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was again on the streets of New York, in a very busy street in New York, in Broadway. And I basically, instead of picking it up, I stood on the wall, rested on the wall and watched as 70 people walked over it, okay, and never even noticed it, never even picked it up, right? And I started to do the math in my mind. From a probability point of view, I had no higher probability of coming across that thing than any of them, mm-hmm. okay? Because basically any one of them could have seen it with the exact same probability that I could. Mm-hmm. But I was looking for it. I was expecting it. I was expecting life to send me accessories and jewelry.
You were primed.
So I was primed. So I could see it. And that really is what your luck is about. Wow. It's that interesting tendency to believe that there is something for you to find. Is that serendipity of allowing yourself for example, if I was looking for US dollar cents and I decided to lock myself in my room for 3 weeks, I would have found none. It's that openness to find it, is that interest to find it, is that optimism to find it, but it's also the serendipity of being out there in the world. And so, you know, let's close with this. COVID-19 hits, and everyone in the world starts to talk about the negative side of it. Right? Because of my brain training around what luck is, I was like, there must be something good about it. There must be something good about it, okay? And so I started to list down what good can come out of it. You know, one of the examples that is completely fundamental to my life now, I don't know how I would live without it, is COVID-19 starts, I decide to start my slow-mo podcast, right? I go like, people need positivity. Okay, so I say, okay, let me give it a try. And today it's one of the top 10% worldwide. It's making a difference to thousands of people. And it's the best joy of my day. Like the 2 hours I spend with my guests to record a podcast is just so enjoyable, so much wisdom. I could have chosen COVID-19 as the opportunity to shut down and cry. Okay, and I could choose it as an opportunity to try and start Slow-Mo, a beautiful project. The difference between them is an optimism, is an idea of I can make my own luck. I can actually go out there and choose the good side of life. And if I do that, then I may not be luckier, guaranteed, but from a probability point of view, I'm much more likely to find the diamond ring if I'm expecting life to give me the diamond ring. And I think that's what luck is really all about.
Hey, no sé si sepas, pero esto es parte de una conversación completa que tuve con este invitado, así que si quieres ver más de eso, te invito a que entres a nuestro contenido o incluso que le eches un ojo a nuestro sponsor de este año para que puedas llevar tus finanzas al siguiente nivel dándole clic acá.